Hello YouTube. Robert Alvarez, the Psychic Witch, also known as Mr. Lighting in a Fan. Good evening to all of you, and good evening to you out there! Rude. So, right now, the time is approximately 11:33 p.m. Yes, 11:33 p.m. No. 11:37 p.m. Eastern Time. This time I got it right, 11:37 p.m. Eastern Time. And the date is Friday, October 2nd, 2020. The moon is waning in Aries, and tomorrow morning the moon will be waning in Taurus. I want to continue my ongoing More Than a Walkthrough series of videos featuring the Mystic Male Tarot created by John C. Jennison Jr. And this time we're going to focus on the next card, which is the Hierophant. But before anything else, I'm going to have my awesome audiovisual person do a close-up of the front of the box. It's a beautiful, beautiful design, and for the record, it depicts the Judgment card from this deck. Yes, it does. And now I'm going to have him do a close-up of the back of the card design, which at the bottom features the logo for Astonishing Queer Tales, which is Mr. Jennison Jr.'s company. And then I'm going to do a close-up of the cover of the guidebook, or rather, more accurate, the little white booklet, which depicts the Magician card from this tarot deck. And of course, it has Mr. Jennison Jr.'s name. And now to the card that will be featured in this video. This is the gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous back of the card design, which I love. And this, ladies and gentlemen in YouTube land, is the Hierophant. I love this Hierophant card. It is so beautiful, so mystical, so intense. And, you know, remember, this is the card that's astrologically aligned with the sun sign Taurus. Taurus is not usually an intense sign, although the polar opposite of Taurus is Scorpio, and I've met many an intense Scorpio. So, I'm going to read to you what he wrote about the Hierophant card. Just a quick reminder that in his perspective, in his teaching, if it is upright, it is not called upright, but if it is reversed, it's not called reversed. It is representing the shadow side of this tarot card, or the tarot card that came out in the reading. That just happened to come out reversed. Okay. The Hierophant, number 5, Taurus. Conformity is found in old traditions. Spiritual wisdom, when organized, leads to strong beliefs that may only work for the few. The shadow side is a compromise of your personal beliefs and a loss of freedom. What does blind faith truly mean? So, I want to talk a little bit about this card because, you know, as most of you know, as most of us in the tarot community know, 2020 is an emperor year, because if you numerologically add up and reduce the digits of 2020, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0, you get 4. And as in Trump 4, the Emperor card in the Sacred Tarot. So since next year is 2021, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 1 equals 5. So next year is a Hierophant year. And I am very curious about what the universe, or as I call her, the great goddess, has in store for us in 2021 from a tarot perspective. And yes, given the beautiful feedback and comments that I received about my 2020 reading video, I will be doing a 2021 reading video. Don't know which tarot deck yet. I do want to use a different tarot deck, though. I don't just want to keep using the Robin Wood Tarot, as glorious and as gorgeous as that tarot deck is, and as one of my personal favorite pagan-themed tarot decks. I do want to use a different tarot deck. I just don't know which one it is yet, but that's another video and another topic for another day. But I am curious about what the Hierophant card and what a Hierophant year will show us with regards to long-standing institutions and long-standing practices. I really do believe that there are going to be more shakeups in traditions, whether they are traditions in racism, traditions in democracy, traditions in republicanism. I don't know if that's such a word, but you get the idea. Traditions in healthcare, traditions in, or should I say status quo in those things. I definitely feel that with the Hierophant being the year's theme in 2021, I think that we're going to see a lot more people consulting themselves as an additional spiritual authority, meaning that more people are going to rely on their own intuition, their own divine guidance, their own personal spirituality as guiding forces in their lives. It's interesting to note that lately there are some videos on which I've commented, and one of the things that's come up is, and it's funny because I watched the motion picture for the second time, like roughly 2 months ago, and the motion picture is called Spotlight. And Spotlight is the name of an investigative the name of an investigative journalism team out of the Washington Post. And I remember the humongous scandal of Catholic priests that had been molesting children in the Boston, Massachusetts area for more than 2 decades, and the Catholic Church was basically having them be relocated, as opposed to having them being, I forgot what the correct term is, but defrocked, having them being excommunicated from the Catholic Church, having them being removed from clergy, from duties of clergy. And, when this was finally revealed, it was shocking to a lot of people. So I can't help but wonder if there are going to be more things going on in not just the Catholic Church and not just in the world of Christianity, but also in a lot of religions, even the religions that most of us practice. How are we going to move forward in 2021 with regards to our personal religious, spiritual, mystical, magical practices? I've often seen the Hierophant card as representative of spiritual authority, not necessarily a priest, but definitely, because I don't go to a church and I've been a happily recovered Catholic for more than 20 years, but a spiritual authority as to who we go to for spiritual guidance and divine inspiration, and also how we guide ourselves. I remember years ago somebody had given a description of the word guru, and he said, spell the word guru. And somebody said, G-U-R-U. And he was like, yes, G-U-R-U. Like, hey, you're you. You are you. So what are you doing with you? What are you doing about your relationship with spirituality, with your level of spirituality, with your personal experience of spirituality? And I really feel like, especially going into a Hierophant year, we're going to be looking at how spirituality is for us, how it is a part of our lives, how it is going to permeate our lives and all of the aspects of our lives. And I love how in this tarot deck we have one acolyte who has his hand over his mouth, and we have the other acolyte with his hand over his eyes. So it's like, speak no evil, see no evil. And one could argue, where's the hear no evil? So, we may also need to censor ourselves, at least occasionally, from unkind words and actions. Sometimes we get caught up in something, and we allow ourselves to be bombarded with negative imagery and toxic words, especially those of us who use social media. It's a not so nice byproduct of social media. I really haven't spent much time talking about what this card how I normally interpret this card, but this really is one of those cards that I find a bit of a mystery. But with that, YouTube, I wish all of you a beautiful, wonder-filled weekend, a nourishing weekend, a beautiful night, and may October bring you many blessings of love and light, prosperity and peace, wholeness and healing, money and magic. Thank you for honoring who I am and what I do. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares, thank you for the comments, and thank you for those of you who are about to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And of course, thank you to all of you who have availed yourselves of my psychic services thus far in 2020, the year of a solid, balanced foundation. And thank you to those of you who are going to dive deep and take the plunge and avail yourselves of my psychic services in 2020, or for the remainder of 2020. And please keep in mind that September through to the following February is the most abundantly full time period for my professional psychic practice. So if you want to schedule your session, book your appointment now. Good night, and stay tuned for the next video.